Welcome back everyone. It's a good day because we're in the great outdoors and it's the first camp for me in my new tent, the one that I've sold a few others on to make room for the Hilleberg Soulo Black Label. I saw it the other month with Andy Wardle and on our wild camp on haystacks, and ever since that I thought, yeah, if I can get one without any outlay, well then maybe it makes sense. So we'll see. I think it does, and I've got it, and I'm looking forward to sleeping in it tonight. We're heading towards proper winter weather. There's some really cold weather forecast into next week, and yeah, the temperature tonight is going to get down to about -7, -8. We'll monitor that and see how it goes, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm in the stunning surroundings of a place I know and I love, and I come here quite a lot. Well, I haven't been here camping for a while, so that's good. But yes, I hope you enjoy this. It's going to be peaceful and relaxing. A lovely winter wild camp in the Black Label Soulo. Well, we're here at the pitch location, and it's a lovely pitch. I love it, favourite of mine, but I haven't been for a while, so I'm excited to be here with a new tent. As I've said, it's the Black Label version of the popular Hilleberg Soulo. So the main differences and upgrades from the Red Label, of which is also absolutely excellent tent, there's no criticism whatsoever, but the upgrades are just in terms of the fabric. It's an 18 kilo tear strength on this one, and the poles are 10mm poles, so it's stronger. It's probably, if you want the ultimate in terms of strength and durability, the Black Label is probably the one to go for. I just turn you around, there's just a paraglider as well, just off the ridge there, getting a bit of ridge lift, just gliding gracefully in silence. It's a really nice sight. So yes, anyway, we'll get this pitched up, we'll have a little look at this paraglider, then I'll bring you back I'm a little bit disappointed because the zip on this anorak has torn. Yeah, and it's a heavy. It was meant to be a heavy duty bit of kit, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. So that's pretty much pitched. I've just got to put the top hat on. But the beauty about this tent is that once you've got the poles in and the fly sheet clipped to the poles, it's freestanding, so you can just tweak it, you know, take these pegs out. Obviously beware if it's a windy day. If I go around and take these out, do not do this when it's windy. You can tweak the pitch and just get it absolutely perfect. You know, there's probably nothing wrong where I've got this, but I just want to demonstrate. You can just move the tent wherever you want, and yeah, just achieve that perfect pitch. It makes it very versatile, really sturdy, strong tent. So yeah, I mean, there is a certain way to pitch it. I pitch it that end into the wind if there's any serious weather. Today there's very low wind, so it doesn't really matter. And I want to look out across to the Yorkshire Dales, so I'm just going to get it pegged down. I'm going to put all the guys out. Always guy it out. You never know what the conditions are going to do. Yeah, the forecast is usually fairly accurate, but you can't always rely on that. So get it guyed out, top hat on, and I'll bring you back. Right, let's use the shaky camera, just a bit of handheld, but that's it. All done. It doesn't take long at all. I did take my time just because I was having a bit of a look at the various different bits, just checking everything properly. But yes, the Black Label Soulo, probably one of the strongest tents on, well, strongest solo tents on the market. Home from home on the hill, especially when it's guyed out like that. Yes, it's a solid bit of kit. Anyway, as you can see by the fading light, we are losing the light, and it's about time we got the stuff in the tent and made it into a real home from home. Temps are dropping. I've got a thermometer somewhere in my bag, so we'll keep that outside the tent and just monitor that. But this is what it's all about. Absolute solitude. Apart from a solitary grouse just over there, you probably heard it. Well, you did hear it. When I was pitching the tent, he's keeping an eye on me. Very keen to see what I'm doing, just silhouetted in the grass. It's always a funny noise when you listen to the grouse. But yes, absolutely magical. And this is what it's all about, especially in winter. Just complete and utter solitude. I've got a pair of nature hike down trousers because they were really good value, and I can't afford the really expensive pairs. So my mates Phil and Tony have got some and they swear by them, so hopefully they're going to come into their own tonight when the temps drop a bit further. But yeah, now's the nice part where we get everything set up, cosy, hygge, the Scandinavian word for that certain quality of coziness. We'll crack on. These are the trousers, just by Nature Hike. I've put them on in the house. I'm going to get a real feel for what they're like. Nice and light, compact them, even smaller if you want. Yeah, definitely required in the weather, which is, well, forecast for tonight. I just put my stuff in dry bags. It just stops it getting damp. Down jacket. Nordisk cozy cover, sort of like a quilt. That's really good. It's got crystal down in it. Got our gas. A little bit of single malt. A little Malbec for with our tea. Got a nice curry. Yeah, let's get our sleep mat in.
For piano and orchestra, which he called burlesque. Strauss then asked von Bülow to accept the dedication.
Well, that is what it's all about. A lovely winter sunset, just dipping over that wall. Absolutely spectacular. It really is chilly, and the sun is just dipping below that bank of cloud. Probably got about a minute of it left, and then it's going to drop even further. It'll be time to get the insulated jacket on. We got some down booties. I'll be wearing them, and I'm going to take these outer pants off, or trousers. If you're down south, your pants are your boxies from where I am. So yeah, but this is just so nice. Lovely skies. I absolutely love this. You cannot beat this. It's unbelievable, you know, to the naysayers, you know, each to their own, but people that don't like it in winter, all I'd say is, you know, if you can, get yourself some warm gear and come out and give it a go. You know, you might be surprised. I'll turn you around and yeah, we'll have a look at this moon. It's almost a full moon. So we haven't got a zoom lens on, but that's the best we can do. It's a lovely moon. Nice pastel shades in the sky. But it is bitterly cold. And that's what I mean about these gloves. You know, these are Pestra guide gloves. They're not padded, they're not insulated. I'm going to swap them over for my warmer ones now, but yeah, I wanted to come out, experience the new tent in some, you know, some cold temperatures and just enjoy being outdoors. Let's dig out these warmer gloves. A lovely real wool lining. I forget the name of these ones. I think they're Njord, NJORD, and they're a lot warmer. Oh, that's better. A lot warmer than the others. Now I've brought a Cooper hand warmer. I was sent that many years ago, and they gave me one to give away. I think Joe, husband, got one of them, and he uses it on his camps. Good bit of kit just for when you're out doing things like this, and you know, just performing tasks. Your hands maybe get a little bit colder, and then you've got the luxury of just getting them in and giving them a bit of a warm up with the electronic hand warmer. But it's icy cold, and I'm just waiting for the first. There's a little bit of moisture in that air. You can see it on the fly sheet. And I'm just going to wait for that to turn to ice, because it's not going to be long, I can tell you that. So it really is nice and cosy now. I mean, you can't beat that feeling, can you? Just getting holed up inside your tent, kill that wind, and it starts to warm up gradually. I've just taken the liner out of those gloves. I'm just keeping that on inside here. I've warmed my hands up with my nice hand warmer, so I'm feeling much better now. If I unzip and just show you, you've still got that lovely moon. And it is so atmospheric and wintry. So now I'm going to have to be a bit of a contortionist. I want to put my down trousers on, and there's only one way to do it when you're inside tents like this. That's to lie down and sort of get dressed when you're horizontal on your back. I've mastered it over the years, so I'm going to crack on with that. Get these over trousers off, and yeah, put these on and get the Nordisk moss down slippers on, and yeah, be nice and toasty and warm. And then I'll show you the festive drink selection on this one. Well, it is nearly Christmas, so I buy a bottle of whiskey, one a year, and use that on the winter wild camp. So I've got a bit of single malt. I can't remember the name of it. It's Bunner Bane or something. It's got a picture of a sailor on the front. That's all I know. Yeah, I'll have a look and I'll write it in the description. I'm not a massive whiskey fan, but I thought, you know, it's this time of year, so I'll just show a bit of willing and bring some whiskey in a nod to the festive season. I've got one of these again, a Cocoa Wonderland chocolate porter from the Thornbridge Brewery. I always like them, and I've had them before, and it's a bit festive, so I thought I'd bring one on today's camp. And the final one is by Northern Monk, and it's called Heaven, and it's chocolate, vanilla and maple imperial stout at 10%. It's got some really festive artwork on the can. So that just about rounds it up, and yeah, I think we're going to open the chocolate porter. We'll have one little last look out the door as the last of the light is fading. And that's it. It's looking pretty eerie out there with that moon, especially in the location that I am. Well, it's like a sauna. Look at this. Clearing the airways. Just need to add a bit of Vicks to that. And that's it. Be breathing easy all night. Condensation level from the stove, 10,000. It's going to be interesting in the morning. There's going to be a lot of ice in here, I should imagine. But it's just one of those things. There's nothing you can do. Lots of people say, oh, you get condensation. Well, this is coming from the stove and boiling water inside the vestibule. And obviously a byproduct of that is, you know, the water is condensing into water vapour, so there's nothing I can do about that. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's vented, we're trying to let as much escape as we can, but you know, the wind is blowing toward the tent and it's not having that kind of desired chimney effect, so we'll just enjoy it. It's like a bit of dry ice, like a bit of top of the pops inside the tent. Days gone by. 10 minutes and that'll be good to go. Well, I'm feeling really festive. There's some BBC Radio Leeds broadcast I've intercepted, and they are in a cathedral, and they've been broadcasting a choir who are practicing for their choir singing over this Christmas period, practicing for midnight mass and the carol concert. So it's really nice listening to that, and I'm getting into the Christmas spirit. I'm going to open the first beer, the Cocoa Wind. Oh, I can't even speak. I haven't even had any beer. Yeah, I'm going to open the first beer, the Cocoa Wonderland by Thornbridge. I had that with Mark, Josh and Becca over in the lakes. What seemed like a very long time ago now. That was a good collaboration camp. And it's soon approaching that year end, isn't it, where I'm going to look back over the videos over the year. And yeah, it's I'm going to say a bit of thanks. It'll all become clear on the last video, but I got a reminder the other day. Quite a couple of videos back, I did a giveaway. There was a hidden competition in the video to win the Nature Hike Cloud Up 1. I did do that giveaway, and the winner was Lydia Mullin. I didn't put it in another video. I just did the comment picker, contacted Lydia, and got that tent shipped off to her. So hopefully you're enjoying it. So there will be more giveaways coming up on the channel, but I like to bury them within the video so that the people who truly do watch the whole thing, you know, hopefully get a chance of winning it, as opposed to someone who's, you know, never watched anything and they've just joined the giveaway for giveaway's sake. But onto the Cocoa Wonderland, 6.8%, so it's not a weak one. Oh, chocolate in a can. It smells really nice. It smells like cocoa, hence the name. Yeah, it's nice. It's super chilled. Even holding the can is yeah, really cold. But I've got this nice a Klima wool layer on, which I've had for a few years now, and it's always handy. Again, just wraps around the hand, and you know, it stops it, you know, riding up when you're putting other layers on. But that's nice. Just keeps the cold off just that little bit. It's lovely inside this tent. I do like the Soulo, and you know, having that extra peace of mind of the Black Label. Yeah, I'm hopefully going to be in some challenging conditions when the weather turns. I've got a few tents that, you know, I want to test out and properly put through the paces, but I've not been able to do that just yet. I've got to wait for the right weather. The last time it was truly challenging was Storm Arwen, around this time last year, and that was a good test for the Hilleberg, albeit I was in Sykeside. But it was really testing conditions for the tent on that occasion. So I'm going to keep a close eye on the weather. I am out again in a couple of days' time with Andy Wardle again, and possibly Ant. So that's going to be good. Hopefully find some snow and get pitched up in some snow, which is always nice. But yeah, I'm just going to sit and enjoy my beer, and then we'll have something to eat very shortly. Nice and cheap, these two. It's not like the mainstream camping meals, which, you know, we have on occasion, but they are a bit of a luxury at this moment in time. So have a quick mouthful of this, conscious that the mic is right next to my mouth. Lovely. It's you know, a couple of quid, you know, and the rice is next to nothing. Nice and warming. Nice ingredients too, you know, decent food. I'm going to sit, eat that in peace, and very quickly we will just open the Heaven. See what this is like. Smells very rich. It's just like an adult dessert in a can. Really nice and very festive, and it goes really well with that chicken tikka. So I'm going to enjoy this without the camera, and I will speak to you when we're tidied up and we've eaten the rest of our tea. Speak to you in a bit. Well, I'm about ready to turn in for the night, and yeah, the temperatures are plummeting below. Ice everywhere. There we go. A frosty tent. Sparkling grass. Oh, and the stars are out, the moon's out, and the tent is freezing over nicely. So that's it. Time to get back in, preserve that warmth. Well, good morning. That was a lovely cosy night. Despite appearances and how cold it is, I've been nice and warm, and there's ice everywhere. The tent is frozen solid, and there's some spectacular views of the moon just setting, which I'm going to take you out and have a look at. But what a night, what a testing night, testing our gear, testing our equipment. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll have a look round and we'll get a coffee on. So when I say it's cold out here, trust me on that. Look at the moon setting over Forest of Bowland, just to the north. Really nice. But the tent, it's frozen solid. Absolutely. Yeah. Really fascinating. There's like these ice crystals, like plates, interlocking plates on the tent. What a morning. And unless you do things like this, you don't get to experience mornings like this. Obviously the ground there is completely frozen too. But wow, what a morning in the great outdoors. Get some of this ice out. You know, it's inevitable and there's nothing you can do when you open the doors. It kind of just falls in. And get this fly sheet out of the way. Try and shake a bit off. Just so it's not going in the vestibule and, you know, the porch of the tent. In fact, we'll get some gloves on. Thing is, it's not actually melting when it lands in here because it's so cold, so it's staying frozen, but it will ultimately melt and everything will get wet, so get it out while you can. Same for the ground sheet. I mean, the temperature today is not predicted to get above freezing, especially on the summit here, so you know it's probably going to remain dry. I might get away with it. I'll shake as much off as I can when I'm out here, and then of course when I get home I'll have to make sure that I dry the tent out fully. I'm just going to pitch it in the dining room and just let it air out and dry before back out, hopefully in some snow in a couple of days' time. Another handy tip is that's an old beer towel. It comes in handy just for, you know, wiping little bits of moisture down, flicking ice off. Yeah, just useful to have. The water, the condensation on the tent from last night is actually frozen just since I've had this door open and the icy wind's been blowing through. But you can't beat camping at this time of year. There's just something, you know, just let the air mat down. It's just something more adventurous about it, in my opinion. And there's something special about being pitched in snow and ice. If you like that kind of camping, check out a channel a guy called Eric Normark. He produces some absolutely superb, peaceful, mindful videos from Sweden, where he lives, and he camps 24/7 in some brilliant conditions, and his videos are unbelievable. They are just so relaxing to watch. The audio is superb. He captures the wildlife, the tiny intricate sounds that, you know, normal audio equipment doesn't usually pick up. But he does some proper winter camping, so yeah, I often watch his vids and wish I lived somewhere like that, where it was, you know, proper snow, proper winter. So let's get this boiled up and then we will commence packing down after our breakfast. Have a simple breakfast bar and a coffee. This gas is doing well. Get yourself an extreme winter mix or a winter mix of gas, you know, just burns a little bit better. And this type of stove, it has a preheating tube. Most of this design, I say they all look the same. They have that preheating design where once the stove actually gets fired up, the gas is heated before it ignites, so it improves the efficiency, just burns that little bit better. Enough yapping. It's time for a brew. Well, it's nice to get a hot drink down here. So all I've got to do is pack everything away, quick sight check, obviously make sure that there's no trace, keep it pristine. There's a bit of rubbish from people who've obviously been camped in this area just on the top. I'm going to stick that in my bag. Disappointing to see, but yeah, I won't dwell on that. But yeah, what a fantastic camp. You know, I was touching upon earlier that the batteries failed, so I've put a new one in. Condensation, and the fact that there's not much you can do about it this time of year, you know. As long as you're alive and breathing out warm, moist air, and when the conditions are right, you're going to get condensation. It's warm inside the tent, it's cold outside there, and there's condensation on that boundary. So some tents do a better job at alleviating it and minimising it, especially with airflow, but you know, you will never completely eliminate it. So when people talk about condensation and is there something wrong with it? Well, no, there isn't. It's just a fact of winter camping. Yeah, it's time to enjoy the coffee, enjoy the last of these views. I'm looking out to Ingleborough, there's Penny Ghent to the right, and Whernside just to the left of that. So it's so nice. It looks like there's a bit of snow on the top of Whernside. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back out again in a couple of days' time, hopefully in some actual snow. Just below zero, on that temp gauge. Well, that's it. The important bit about wild camping, other than the footprint of my tent, which has stopped that bit of ground from getting frozen, there's absolutely no trace that I've been here. So that's it, the end of another video, and for me, a fantastic taster of the first bite of winter. It was really nice to be in the Black Label Soulo for the first time. Really enjoyable listening to that carol concert, listening to the radio, a few nice drinks, some nice food, and just looking out whilst we had the light at the fantastic backdrop behind me. Come and enjoy the great outdoors yourself, give it a go. Check out the back catalogue of the MCM Outdoors videos on YouTube. There's quite a lot there, so if you fancy subscribing, that would be great. If not, that's fine too. I always mention, and I will keep doing so, our younger generation, the future of the great outdoors. Let's get them out enjoying, respecting and learning to love and appreciate our great outdoors. Hopefully they're going to be following in our footsteps, and we won't go wrong if we teach them the right way to come out and enjoy it up and away from the screens, unless you're watching these videos. So that's it. I'm back out in a couple of days time. I'm going to get home now, dry off all my gear, warm up, and I will see you on the next adventure. Thank you for watching and take care.